In 1940, Henry Ford stated, "Mark my words, a combination of airplane and motorcar is coming. You may smile, but it will come." Today, more than 80 years later, flying cars are yet to become commercially available. The good news is, they're not just science fiction anymore. At least I think so. First off, let us see why making reliable flying cars is tough, while we have already invented airplanes. Airplanes are designed for long distance travel at high altitudes and speeds, far from urban life. Also, they need a runway to take off and land. They need powerful jet engines and complex flight systems. A flying car, or a roadable aircraft as some may call it, is designed for short distance travel in urban environments. One recognition of this fact is the preferred system of vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL) in most flying cars these days, for easy use in urban areas and eliminating the need for specialized infrastructure. They must be sturdy enough to move on roads and safe enough to fly. Let us look at their mechanism, or what we can understand of it anyway. While VTOL is a common and personally my favorite type of takeoff and landing, there are other types as well. There is vertical takeoff and horizontal landing (VTHL), which involves vertical takeoff but needs a runway for landing. Similarly, there is horizontal takeoff and vertical landing (HTVL), requiring a runway for takeoff but not landing. Then there is horizontal takeoff and landing (HTOL), which needs a runway for both, pretty much like airplanes. To support liftoff and propulsion, while airplanes use jet engines and wings, most of the flying cars I have seen use rotor blades, like those of a helicopter. Talking about their engines, a combination of electric motors and traditional combustion engines can be a good idea. The electric motors will power the propellers and fans, while the combustion engine will power the wheels for driving on roads. But making the batteries light and strong enough to let the car fly smoothly is still a challenge. This brings us to our next topic. Can flying cars be made environment friendly? Luckily, bulky electric batteries can be replaced by hydrogen fuel cells. To be more exact, the proton exchange membrane fuel cell, or PEMFC. All this does is combine hydrogen and oxygen, and the resulting chemical reaction releases water, electricity, and heat. A notable use of this fuel cell was in NASA's Apollo program, which sent astronauts to the Moon in the 1960s and 70s. The electricity was used to power the spacecraft system, while the water was used for drinking and other purposes, and the heat was used to regulate the temperature inside the spacecraft. PEMFCs are highly efficient and can operate at high altitudes, making them ideal for space missions. But there's always a but. There are demerits to hydrogen fuel cells as well. Hydrogen is a highly inflammable gas, and its storage and transportation are still problematic. Now, let's talk about some real life examples of flying cars. First off, we have the Southern Air Roadable. It was invented in 1939 by Theodore Ted Parsons. Due to lack of funding, he sold the business to the Southern Aircraft Corporation and went to work for it as an engineer. Three prototypes were made, with the first flying in 1940, but the product was ultimately dropped due to lack of funding. Then there's the Moeller Skycar, which is in development by Paul Moeller for over 40 years and is yet to take first flight. Because of its failure, Moeller has been accused of deliberate fraud. The parent company, Moeller International, has been dormant since 2015. Moving on to the stylish PALV Liberty. PALV is the name of a company and stands for Personal Air Land Vehicle. Liberty took its first flight in March 2012 and has come a long way since then. This is its sports version. This is the vehicle in car mode and this in flight mode. What is exciting is that it has been approved for road usage in Europe. I would show you clips of the Liberty in flight, but PALV has a YouTube channel, so it is better to watch it directly from the source. The link to it is in the video's description. And the last one on this list is Opener Blackfly, my personal favorite. It was designed by Marcus Leng and manufactured by Opener Inc. It took first flight in August 2014. Blackfly was the vehicle I had shown earlier to explain VTOL. Interestingly, Opener also has a website, and here's a list of stats from their homepage showing how Blackfly is better than other vehicles. Just as with PALV, Opener has its own YouTube channel showing clips of the vehicle, and I would recommend it. You will find the link in the video's description. Let us move on to the next component. Do we even need flying cars? While flying cars will no doubt help avoid road traffic and congestion, accidents in air of such flying cars with other flying cars or other aircraft can be extremely disastrous for those in air as well as on land. We will need a security system to regulate vehicles in air once they become common, which will not be easy. Also, piloting a flying vehicle will need specially trained pilots, not to mention the money needed on specialized infrastructure like launch pads or charging stations. Making them affordable for the general public is another challenge. And besides all this, there's another thing to ponder. If flying cars become common and affordable, won't there be as much traffic in air as there is now on land?